Hey there, welcome back. If you're new to my channel, my name is Katie, and this is Louisiana Cooking and Living, and sorry, there was a dog running through the window, and I just distracted me. We are going to be doing some Christmas breakfasts, things that you can make ahead of time or make easily on Christmas morning. And today we're going to be doing an apple fritter bread. It's an Amish apple fritter bread, if I can get it out of my mouth. And this I think you could easily make ahead of time and freeze it and then take it out and just warm it up that morning. It's got a yummy glaze that goes over the top of it. It just looks super yummy. Looks like one of the apple fritters you get from the donut shop. So we're just going to go ahead and get started and hope you follow along. All right, so we have our oven preheating to 350 degrees, and this looks like it's going to go together really quick. It's kind of like a quick bread, like a zucchini bread or banana nut muffin or bread or whatever. And I'm going to use my vegetable chopper here just to make this easier for me to chop all of this. And I am doubling this recipe because I thought this sounds like it's a really good freezer recipe. So I'm doubling this. So I have 4 apples, and it says to chop your apples. I don't have an apple corer, so I'm just going to do this the best I can. If you have a handy tip on a better way to core an apple, if you don't have a corer, please let me know. I do have one that cores and slices at the same time, but I didn't really want to slice that like in wedges. Which I guess I could have done that, and then actually I might pull that out because that might actually be handy. Oops. But I wanted to use the chopper so that all my slices or all my chops were uniform. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and core and chop my 4 apples. So we'll be back. All right, so we have our 4 apples chopped, and then to this we're going to be adding 1 cup of brown sugar. We're also going to be adding, let's see, our cinnamon, which we're going to need 4 teaspoons. Again, we're doubling this recipe. 1, I love the smell of cinnamon. 2, 3, 4. And then to this, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of ginger. And I will leave this original recipe linked in the description box. I got it from Pinterest. It is an Amish apple fritter bread recipe. And we're going to mix all this together. This really seems like a lot of apples. I have 2 loaf pans. I'm hoping this will fit. If not, we might be making some muffins too. All right, we're going to get these nice and coated so they don't start turning brown while we get the rest of our batter ready to go. Oh, it smells so good already. We're going to set that aside, and then in our mixing bowl, we're going to whisk together 2 eggs, we're going to whisk our eggs, and then our sugar, which we have 2/3 of a cup of just regular sugar. Our vegetable oil, I'm just using some avocado oil here. And I need a 1/2 cup of avocado oil or whatever vegetable oil you choose. And then we're going to add our sour cream, which is another 1/2 cup. Give this a good mix. And now we're going to add our vanilla, to which we are going to be adding 4 total teaspoons. All right, that looks good. All right, and then now we're going to add our baking soda, which we need 2 teaspoons of baking soda. We need 1 total teaspoon of salt. And now to this, we're going to be adding our 2 cups of flour. Ooh. Mix gently. I'm going to switch over to a rubber spatula at this point. And it says what we're going to do is we're going to fold in 3/4 of this, but I think what I'm going to have to do is transfer some of this out and use this big bowl to fold them in. So I'm going to scoop out some of this because we're going to sprinkle this on top of our loaves. So I took out 2 cups, so we'll use a cup on top of each. And I'll transfer this. Make sure I have all of my ingredients. Apples, brown sugar, cinnamon, ginger. I always do this because there's times I have left something out and I just want to make sure. Egg, sugar, oil, sour cream, vanilla, flour, baking soda, salt. I'm just making a mess today. These apples are already giving off some of their moisture. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to line my loaf pans with parchment paper. If you just recently watched my video of making the white bread in these pans, I don't have store-bought aerosol nonstick spray, and so mine doesn't really coat it as good as a store-bought commercial one would, and so I kind of stick in some areas. So I'm going to use parchment paper. I have these stainless steel pans here. And what I'm going to do is, if you crumble the paper up, it doesn't move around in the pan so much. So I'm going to crumble it up. And then when you go to lay it in here, it lays much nicer. I am still going to spray this just to be sure. And I just have avocado oil in my little sprayer here. All right, so now I'm going to divide this in half between the two. All right, y'all, it was that easy. This is why it's called a quick bread. The hardest part was peeling and chopping the apples. And we'll just spread about a cup of these over each. And a cup was about a good amount, or 2 cups for the 2 pair. Y'all, who would not want this on Christmas morning? The cinnamon smells so good. All right, so these are going to go in the oven, and let's see, for 50 to 55 minutes, or an internal temperature of 200 degrees. So I'm going to get these in the oven. I'm going to put them on a sheet pan just in case there's any kind of bubbling over. I don't think there will be, but just in case, I'll put these on a sheet pan and get these in the oven. All right, y'all, I'm gonna get this mess cleaned up, and then we are gonna come back when it's time to make a glaze to go on top. I am so excited about this bread. So we'll see you back in about an hour. All right, so our bread is cooling right now. So we're gonna go ahead and make our glaze. And this is just super easy. We have a cup of powdered sugar here. We're gonna add about a teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm gonna use whipping cream. The recipe calls for milk, but I like using whipping cream in my buttercream or glaze. So I'm gonna grab that real quick. I'm gonna add a little pinch of salt in here. And I'm just making enough glaze for one of these because I plan on freezing my second one. And I will, oops, I may have put too much just then. I will make the glaze for the other one when we eat that one. All right, whisk this really good. And I think I'm gonna have to add some more powdered sugar because I accidentally put a little too much whipping cream just then. Let me grab a little bit more powdered sugar. All right, that looks like a good consistency. All right, I'm gonna grab the bread and then we will glaze this and taste it. Oh, that's still hot. We're gonna let this cool for a few more minutes. All right, we cooled off enough that I can touch it to get it onto the platter. And I'm gonna put our little glaze on here. Alrighty, we're gonna get a taste test of this. All right, I wanted to show you all the apples in there. Woo, so full of apples. Let's get a bite. Oh, it's so soft. Make sure I get some of that icing on here. Still warm. Be good with some coffee, a glass of cold milk. Y'all, cinnamon is one of my favorite things for dessert. This is so good. Or breakfast. I love a good cinnamon roll. I'll help you give this recipe a try. And we will be having lots of, well, I'll have 4 different new dessert ideas for breakfast for Christmas morning, leading up to Christmas. But I'll also leave links. I'll put them up in the cards throughout the videos, and maybe we'll put a playlist at the end that'll come up on this side. On this side, I think is how it falls. My logo will be right here, and you can just touch that, and you can subscribe and follow along. If you've missed some videos, we've done some Christmas candies together and some Christmas cookies together. Now we're doing Christmas breakfasts. That's a weird word to say. So I hope you follow along with us, and we thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.